Hello Divas, how you doing? Thanks for joining me for Worship Wednesday. Today's song playing in the background is Fred Hammond's Do Not Pass Me By. So, the reason why I picked this song today, I was listening to some different songs this morning, getting the kids ready to go to school, thank God. And I heard this song and it made me have a flashback. In about 5th or 6th grade, I was in Catholic school and it was this boy named Paul. And Paul had to be about 14 or 15 years old. And Paul was poor, and sometimes he would come to school and he would smell. Nobody really sat with him. The kids used to pick on him, so forth and so on. The typical bully story. Well, one time we were having a long break. I know it was in the winter time because it was cold outside, because I can remember the last time I saw Paul. We were in the yard, after school, and it was like a typical thing. Like boys were pushing him, pushing his books down, the whole thing. And the sisters came out, and they were like, break it up, and told Paul to go home. Made sure the boys didn't mess with him on his way home. Well, that Monday when we came back, we had an assembly, and when we had the assembly, they made the announcement that Paul had been murdered. And what happened was somebody broke into their mobile home and took Paul out and raped him and bludgeoned him to death and left his body in the creek. And you could just see everybody's faces like what? Crying. All those kids that treated him bad, just crying and, feeling horrible, basically. And the reason why I said this, I talk about this all the time, and I know you're saying this song isn't exactly what you're lining it up with, but just hearing it made me think of this, is that so many times we pass people by without even knowing what's going on. Paul probably had it hard because come find out the person that murdered Paul was a friend of the family. So you figure, man, Paul's going home. He's got a heart at home. Not even just but financial, but just physical and things going on with him. And then coming to school, nobody's sitting with him. Paul could have been the greatest person in the world that anybody would have met as he got older or what have you. If somebody took the chance to just sit down and talk with him. But nobody ever knew. And you know how many people are out here in the world that you walk by every single day and never even say anything. And there's some people where, there's some, like for the younger kids, you may see somebody at lunch that nobody talks to. Maybe you should go talk to them. They might be the greatest person in the world. I've seen a commercial where they had the little boy, and he saw one of the boys that was always sitting by himself, and he went and sat with him, and they turned out to be like best friends. So many times you hear stories about people who blow up and they get big and they say, I want to thank such and such because nobody believed in me, and people looked at me like I was dirt. You were the only one who stood by my side all the time. And I tell people, you can't outgive God. So, maybe some people are blessed and they're not going, this gum, I know I should have did it with the gum. But some people are not feeling the effects of the recession. And I praise God for that. But there's some people out there who are. So why not be a blessing? Maybe some people need some food and you can bless them with some food. Or maybe somebody has children, they don't have no money for coats, it's getting cold. Bless them with some coats. Or maybe, some toys coming up on the holiday. Bless them with some toys. Just say hi. I remember I was taking my kids to school and it was a new safety guard. And he looked as evil could be. He just, like that. Seriously. And the kids was looking like, Dad. But, okay, Kim. So, they were looking like, Dad. And I was like, I ain't speaking to him. He act like he got attitude. But God was like, is that how I raised you? And I was like, no. So I was like, hi. And my flesh didn't want to do it, but I was like, hi. And he was like, hi. So then I'm walking. I'm like, I'm definitely not going to talk to him on the way back. Matter of fact, I'm going to walk a whole different way so I got to see this man no more. And when I came and from dropping the kids off, my mind's on different things. And how funny is it that I ended up right back in front of that man's face again without even noticing it because I'm all into what I'm thinking about. And my flesh was like, just say have a nice day. And I'm like, I don't want to speak to him. And I was like, have a nice day. And he was like, thank you. So you never know what could be going on. He could be in the process of losing his home. He could have a son in college that he can't pay for. You got people out here going to college, working at McDonald's. And I'm not saying that's wrong, it's a problem with that. But their expectations when they graduated were greater than that. So you never, ever know. And that's what I'm saying. This is the time of year where more people commit suicide than any other time of the year. And that's painful because a lot of people are just lonely out here. Sometimes people just need a friend, call somebody, whatever the situation is, whatever the situation calls for, the solution. Just sit there and say, God, what can I do? Maybe there's something that I can do. Bless somebody with something. You never know how much you might cheer up their day. So I pray that this is my prayer for Worship Wednesday, is that we as people, saved, unsaved, believers, unbelievers, whatever you want to say, is that we start going out and walking a little bit more in love. Sometimes it's hard because your flesh, it's a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. But that doesn't stop me and say that I'm not going to do what God tells me to do. Yes, we make mistakes along the way, but you keep it moving. So I hope that this blesses you. I hope you stay blessed for the remainder of the week. I pray a hedge of protection over you. I pray many blessings over you. And I thank God for you. And as one believer told me a long time ago, if I never see you again on this earth, I'll see you at the top. God bless.